Everett Stern worked for HSBC, the sixth largest banking and financial services holding company in the world. After graduating from Florida Atlantic University in 2008, Stern was rejected by the CIA for a position he had applied for, but I am sure today they regret that decision. Stern went back to school at Stenson University where he earned his MBA. Stern was then hired by HSBC as an AML compliance officer to monitor the bank's Middle East transactions. Stern quickly noticed some sketchy bank transactions made by the company to some known terrorist organizations. After reporting to management and getting no help, he kept digging and discovered a multinational money laundering network that generated money for terrorist groups and drug trafficking. When Stern made this discovery, he quickly reported this to the FBI and CIA to be further investigated.
How do they get away with it?
They get away with it because the administration doesn't want to cause another financial crisis by throwing one of them in jail. And again, this goes back to the point of ISIS is I'm saying that's not a threat, or the banks are not a threat by allowing them to finance terrorism. What has to be understood is that wars cost money. Terrorists need money. ISIS needs money. The only way to win the war is to first shut off the money supply. And that's what my company, we're trying to figure this out right now with ISIS. We have to shut off the money supply, and then we will win.
All right. So
those ground troops and shutting off the supply.
Your website is tacticalrabbit.com. Our viewers can go there to get the details. But give us one example, one blatant example of money laundering by either J.P. Morgan or HSBC to terrorists.
Sure. Well, you have Kariba Supermarkets operating out of Gambia and Sierra Leone, which is a supermarket chain, which, again, I reported, and they're still operating because the administration has done nothing to shut them down. And they're taking money and they're sending money to a company called Tajico, which is based out of Beirut, which is a front for Hezbollah, and they're laundering money for them. And HSBC has admitted to these transactions, and the Treasury Department actually only fined them $32,000.
That's nothing.
So apparently,
it's a parking fee.
No, well, yeah, well, apparently, well, basically, if a terrorist wants to take a loan or wants to buy bombs or bullets, they can go to HSBC or J.P. Morgan and take the loan.
Everett Stern, National Security.
Yeah,
Everett Stern, national security expert. My apologies, we're out of time. CEO of TacticalRabbit.com. Thank you for joining us with some very important information.
Coming from a military family, it is worrisome and disturbing to me that global banks will fund terrorist group and drug trafficking organizations that kill our own soldiers just to make an extra profit. After the FBI and CIA's investigation, it was discovered that the money laundering network included countries such as North Korea, Mexico, and Sudan. In December of 2012, the U.S. government gave HSBC a record $1.92 billion fine and was required to improve its anti-money laundering controls in exchange for no prison time for its employees. After only working at HSBC for 13 months, Stern founded his own private intelligence company called Tactical Rabbit Incorporated in 2012. Tactical Rabbit investigates big banks to make sure any more scandals do not happen, such as the one in 2011, and also to get proper justice for those that are involved. Stern's company has been very successful throughout the years, and he has now taken on a political career in running for Senate. Everett Stern is a hero because he was a whistleblower. He put others and our country before himself and his job. If there were more Everett Sterns in our big banks today, the world would be a much better place.